by the way, I'm a huge admirer of Alexei Navalny.
Who?
Alexei Navalny is the effective leader of the opposition who's in prison at the moment. Do you know who he is?
No,
Alexei.
no,
Okay,
I don't know who he is.
you've got to Danny. He's a hero. You've got to. He's put out. So what happened to him was he doesn't like Putin and he's after him, and he's getting traction. Putin's been in power for 20 years. There are Russian voters now, 18, 19, 20-year-olds, who have only known Vladimir Putin in power, and that's boring. And also, Russia isn't doing very well because it is fundamentally horribly corrupt. And Alexei Navalny calls Vladimir Putin the czar of corruption. I've met Navalny a couple of times. His supporters get stabbed and tasered and beaten up, but Navalny keeps on going for it. Last year, he was poisoned. He was on a plane, started screaming, fell into a coma. The pilot landed the plane in Siberia. Doctors raced out, jabbed him with the right stuff, and he was flown to Germany, where the German doctors discovered he'd been poisoned by Novichok. Novichok is a nerve agent. You cannot buy this in a shop. It's created by the Russian secret state, and they poisoned this guy. He survived. He's got balls of steel, and he went back to Russia and has just been arrested. And he's banged up again. He's serving 3 years, or they've given him 3 years, basically on trumped up charges. He's inside for 2 days when a video he's made pops up. He made it in Germany, and it's about Putin's palace. He says, watch the video, and it's fantastic. It's in Russian, but subtitled in English. And it's like 2 hours long, and it's wonderful stuff. That Putin has built himself, or Putin's cronies have built him £1 billion, like a $1.5 billion palace on the shores of the Black Sea.
I've seen pictures.
With toilet brushes that are worth $700. Crazy, absolutely crazy. With a hookah room, i.e. a room where you can smoke hubble bubble pipes with a stripper's pole in it. And you can see the detail of it. And the point is that it's been paid for by his rich scum oligarchs. But you know it's his because you can't go there. And if you try and go there, you get arrested by the secret police. And there's a 2-mile exclusion zone. Ships can't go near it because they might be a terrorist thing. It's the president's palace. This video goes up 2 days after Navalny's arrested because they've held it back. And 120 million people have watched it on YouTube. So it's really big. Now this is Navalny. Now Putin never calls Navalny by his name, kind of like Lord Voldemort. And I've actually met Navalny, and I said, and on my Twitter, I'm on Twitter at John Sweeney Raw, and there's a film called Taking on Putin, which is somewhere on YouTube. But I actually challenge, I say to Navalny, why doesn't he name you? And he said, because I'm Lord Voldemort. The thing about Navalny, he's very, very funny. He's got a real wit, and he's got a mate who's a bit fat. And Navalny's he's got a beautiful wife, 2 lovely kids, but he's got a fat sidekick whose name I've forgotten, who does a kind of grungy bits. And there's one moment where Navalny's sitting, he talks very intensely directly to camera. It's obviously in a nice cafe somewhere in Germany where he's talking all this stuff, and it's very, very funny. And then it cuts to his fat mate on a little dinghy driving toward, we're going to the palace. So it's genuinely really, really funny and brave as fuck. So people say, why the fuck did Navalny go back to Russia? Because they've tried to kill him. They tried to kill him. And the thing is, they could kill him in Germany, they could kill him in Britain, they could kill him in the States. So he's daring them to kill him, and he's incredibly brave. But Navalny has said, I don't agree with Twitter switching off Trump.
Really?
Because Navalny needs social media, because he's avoiding the mainstream media. The mainstream media in Russia won't deal with him because it's controlled by the Kremlin. The difference for me is the attack on the Capitol is a line in the sand. And basically, as I said earlier, that the problem is that Trump lost the smart, brave people around him and said, don't do this, boss, because it's a crossing of the line. And I do not think it's right to do this, in particular, if your supporters are anonymous, because then what means is that if you're trying to, how can you defend democracy if people threaten to kill you anonymously in this space? So I don't believe in free speech the whole way, but I'm saying I also note with some anxiety that Navalny disagrees with me. But I think Russia and the United States are two different places. So that I'm putting forward the counter argument, but I'm sticking with, I'm pleased that that Trump was kicked off Twitter.
Didn't you've done at least one extensive interview with Trump personally, right?
Yeah.
And that was regarding some sort of hotel he was building in Scotland.
Yeah, he's such a cunt. Can I say that?
Yeah, he's a
at
twat.
Some point, by the way, I'm gonna finish. I've got a bottle of Italian Amarone, which I'm gonna bring up because this interview is gonna last forever.
I'm gonna go grab my bottle of tequila too. So
yeah, hold on. Let's do this now. Let's. Trump's a cunt. Hold that thought. I'm gonna get the bottle.
Perfect. There you go. What do you have there?
There's advertising Amarone della Valpolicella, Cantina di Negra, and this is from somewhere beautiful in Italy, Negra di Valpolicella, Italia. Doesn't say where. It's really nice.
Can you get that in the United States?
Yeah. But I would, yes, I'm sure you can. Or well, anyway,
here's what I'm drinking.
You're drinking
the George Clooney tequila. It's called Casamigos.
Yeah. He's good, George.